Level 2, Lesson 5. Vocabulary for writing. Otherwise, otherwise. Since, as, needless to say, even though, in other words, on the other hand, needless to say, vegetables are good for your health. Fruit and vegetables are nutritious. In other words, they are good for your health. Children need to study, otherwise they won't be able to learn what they need to know in the future. As it's expensive to learn an instrument, not everyone can. Since it is raining, we will cancel the game. I like umeboshi, even though they are very sour. School lunches are healthy for children. On the other hand, they are not suitable for all cultures, and some people have allergies. Do you think it is important for students to learn to use computers? Needless to say, computers are almost everywhere these days. Since they are so useful, we need to make sure students are able to use them. Everybody should have a chance to use computers at school. Otherwise, some children will not be able to use them in the workplace. Even though computers are important, it is still useful to read and write using books and pencils. Computers are an integral part of our society. In other words, they are in every part of our lives: shopping, business, education, and recreation. It is very important that students are familiar with computers. On the other hand, we need to take care to still teach the basic skills of reading, writing, and arithmetic. As students will need computers in the future, they need to learn to use them. Writing 1. Do you think that school clubs should be compulsory? No, I don't. Needless to say, school clubs are good for students. However, some students have hobbies that are not included in school clubs. Children should be able to choose, otherwise they won't have time for other activities. Since some students do ballet, play piano, do ski jumping, or other activities that are not club activities, school clubs should not be compulsory. So even though clubs are good, I don't think they should be compulsory. Writing 2. Do you think people eat too much junk food these days? No, I don't. These days there are many healthy snacks and health food is very popular. Needless to say, junk food is not good for your health. But junk food can make you happy. Even though it's important not to eat junk food often, it is all right to eat it occasionally. If you eat junk food every day, it's too much. On the other hand, eating a balanced diet and sometimes having junk food is not a problem. For these reasons, I don't think people eat too much junk food these days. Vocabulary. Phrasal verbs. Give in. The company gave in to the workers' demand for a pay raise. Take down. Here's a pen. Please take down a memo for me. Book into. We booked into the hotel at 2 o'clock and went to our room. Come across. My new teacher comes across as nice, but she's scary when she's angry. By way of. We travelled to Australia by way of Singapore. On top of. On top of her usual work, she also has to look after her children. Vocabulary. More phrasal verbs. In charge of. David is in charge of the promotion of the event. For fear of. For fear of the dog, he wouldn't come into the house. On behalf of. Parents can sign the form on behalf of their children. In place of. A substitute teacher comes in place of the regular teacher. By means of. We express our thoughts by means of words. In terms of. In terms of land area, Japan is a small country. Reading aloud. International education. Recently, there are many opportunities for students to have an international education. There are many exchange programs where students attend school in other countries and learn the culture and customs along with the language. This can be challenging as all subjects are taught in the native language of that country. Alternatively, some schools offer subjects taught entirely in English in the student's home country, allowing students to continue learning their mother tongue at home. Questions. According to the passage, why may it be difficult for students to attend school in other countries? Because all subjects are taught in the native language of that country. Other than language, what can students learn by participating in exchange programs? They can learn the culture and customs. Would you be interested in participating in an exchange program? Yes, I would like to try school in another country. I think a homestay would be a good experience for me. Thank you.